How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Ostbeck. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to Ostbeck, a fictional island in the Baltic Sea that offers unique adventures and a lively community in Farming Simulator 22. What Ostbeck offers: 19 fields, including 3 picturesque meadows for farming adventures, dense forests, and a majestic trees for exciting forestry experience, including 1 large wooded area, 1 medium forest area on the Villa Hill, and 1 small forest by the river or the island. Challenges as a firefighter or police officer to ensure public safety. Production facilities for processing agricultural products include sawmill, 5 greenhouses, spinning mill, grape processing, muesli factory, dairy, sugar factory, grain mill, several building sites waiting for you for your work, the opportunity to take a bus tour on the island and discover the beauty of Ostbeck, a functioning traffic light system for a realistic road traffic experience, the option to sit down at certain benches and enjoy the surroundings in multiplayer with several players. The official Kubota DLC is required. There is also a farm on Ostbeck, a farm with a biogas plant, 2 mobile silos, a large vehicle shed, 2 shelters, and a farmhouse, a large cow shed, and a pigsty for livestock farming. Various sale outlets on the island includes supermarket, pizzeria, restaurant, farmers market. A fire station with 6 parking spaces for the fire engines, a playground where you can use the swings to take a break from the hustle and bustle and enjoy island atmosphere. An extremely detailed map that shows every corner of the island with attention to detail and places worth exploring. A road maintenance depot with vehicle sheds, workshop, and bulk materials such as earth, sand, and gravel to keep the island roads and path in perfect condition." This map was created by Dusty and is 501.38 megabytes to download. Also, there are no mods required for this map. Now, if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out here in almost the most northerly point of the map, and this is at our starting farm. We start out by owning farmlands number 1, 2, and 48. 1 and 2 are fields with no products planted in them, and 48 is our main starting farm. If we take a look, you can not purchase all areas of the map. You do have this little section here in the middle that is not purchasable, and the beach area down here as well that is not purchasable. But if we take a look at the prices around the map, it's relatively reasonable. Starting out over here on the east side of the map, $56,000 for this field. You got $61,000 for this one. You've got, 102 for this one, 146, and just keeps building up. So I think the largest price you're going to look to pay is just under $300,000 for the various fields here. Some forestry areas, you got the big one here for $529,000. You got a little bit smaller here for $214,000. The smallest one, which I would argue is this one here, for about $126,000. So again, for forestry areas, not too shabby. We do start out with animals. We have a pig pen and a cow barn. Over here we have contracts available. We also have a load of production chains. Pretty much everything with the exception, I think, of 2 production chains to start out with. And then there are collectibles available on this map. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting out on the buy menu, scrolling down, we do have kind of an anomaly. Now, the anomaly is not the Ostbeck mods and DLCs. It's what's inside. You can see inside we have these tubes, and they look like almost like culvert piping, maybe some PVC piping. I have no idea what these are for. I mean, we can click into them and you can see like it's just piping. I don't get it. It might be for some kind of storytelling or something like that, but I have yet to see a production point that's supposed to take these as a product or anything like that. So I'm not 100% sure, and it's also nothing listed in the description as to why they would be there. So kind of an odd one to me. But if we take a look at the build menu under buildings and sheds to start out with, you'll see mods specific to this map. We have several here at the very end. There is nothing listed under silos, silo extension, containers, tools, or farmhouses. There is nothing listed at all under productions, animals, decorations. But under landscaping, we go to painting, we do get a couple of additional painting swatches. Nothing for trees and nothing for plants. Now, we do start here at the starting farm, so let's take a look at our starting equipment. Go to the Buy menu under Own Items. Under Small Tractors, we have the Buer 6105, Medium Tractors, a Fendt 716 Vario, 2 of those, and a Massey Ferguson 3670. Under Large Tractors, we have the Fendt 936 Vario. Under the Harvesters, we have the New Holland CH770. Front Loaders, the Schaefer 23E. Cars, the Lizard Pickup 1986. Trailers, they have the Branther Z 18051 2XXL Powerflex, as well as the Welger DK115. We have the header for our New Holland. Under cultivators, we'll have the Kokerling Vector 570, as well as the Raby EG39. Under seeders, the Nordstein HK25 and S3030. Under slurry tanks, we have the FarmTech Super Seas 800. Forestry equipment, we have the Kessler 144ND. Under front loader tools, we have the Alba Universal Bucket, Pallet Fork, and Bale Spike. We have a header trailer, the Nardi N7030, as well as one weight, the Fendt 3300. And that is all of our equipment. Now let's start making our way around the farm, starting out with, right here, a sleep trigger. And then right around the corner, a wardrobe trigger. Now we'll go ahead and open the gate and make our way around the rest of the farm. Get this fired up, and here we go. So starting out here to our left is a pig pasture. We have 5 pigs to start out with. 108 can be filled in to this pasture. We do have, or this barn I should say, feed point right there, and right across the way is the slurry point. Behind us is the cow barn right here, and we're going to hop into the truck. The output for the slurry is right there, fuel tank right here, and the rest of the cow barn is tucked away over on this side. Honey spawn point right there, feed trigger inside here for the cows. We have already 6 cows on the farm. 80 is the total that can be put in here. Straw goes in here. Milk comes out right here. Hop back in the truck. Normally I don't drive the truck around the farm, but this one's got some size to it, so we're gonna utilize it. Got a silo tucked away here by the water, as well as a slurry pit silo, so very nice down there. Come up and around. And tucked away back over here is our BGA. Now we do own the BGA. If we go up to the wrench, you'll see right here in our production chains list, solid inputs here, liquid inputs here, and liquid outputs, aka digestate, over there. And directly in front of us is our beehive. So we are good to go with bees. And we're good to go from the starting farm, because that is everything. Let's start over in this direction. We're going to head into our driveway where we first started. And tucked away right there is the farmer's market sell point. Continuing down this road, going through the path of trees here. Stop right here. Now over in this little section, we have 5 greenhouses. Each one of them can be purchased for $10,000 each, as you can see there. And they're just standard greenhouses, nothing special about them. Water is in here, and our output for crops are right there. Now I will say these areas are a little tight to be able to get your water tanker into, so just be careful. You're going to have to contend with this. Close the doors and make sure that you get as much space as you possibly can, but each one of them does require purchase in order to be able to utilize. You may want to start, if you're not that great with backing trailers in, start with these 2 over here, because they kind of give you the most room. and a little bit of a buildable area once you come over here and you can purchase this land as well. So we take a look at the map. We were here at the starting farm at our starting house, came up and around, went through everything to see around here, including the silos off the coast there, came out across here next to the farmers market, and then down this little stretch over here. You can purchase farmland number 32, like I was saying, to be able to build on it. 45,000 to be able to purchase that. Now over here is one of the production points that we actually do not own. Open the gate here, we have the sawmill. Now if we go up to this, 100,000 to purchase the sawmill. We have the production output here. We have the input for the wood right here, the wood cell trigger there, and the wood chip output right over there. Now this map does feature a couple of interesting points. Nothing in particular. It's mainly for story modes and like people like myself who do storylines on the on Farming Simulator for YouTube and whatnot. But over here you have this little construction area and this little icon here. We go over to this, dismantle construction barrier. Well, you can see all that is now disassembled and packed away over here. But now we have a new pop-up that came up over here. Dismantle construction site barriers, POW. And look at that, fills in everything for you. So it's kind of a cool feature, being able to just kind of utilize this as a little storytelling area. So now, hop back in the truck. We're going to take a quick drive through the forest. Now be careful when you're driving out here because the road does get a little bit rough. You'll see here the truck is going to start bobbing around all over the place. The reason I point this out is because I came through here on my original walkthrough and realized that, yeah, the very easy to flip your truck upside down when you're going back here as fast as you possibly can. So drive carefully. As we make our way through the rest of this, come out this side here, and now we're on the smoother road now. So here we'll stop. Fuel tank right over here. And over on this side of the building, we have the sales station sell point right over here to the right, and to the left we have the purchase station buy point. So now we're going to head over to another marker area that is unique to this map. So just like the first one with the kind of construction area, this one is more for the police and paramedics, or police, firefighters, all that stuff. Like I mentioned in the description, you can see over against this tree, it looks pretty empty. If we walk up to it, there's nothing here, right? Well, if we back up to that little trigger where it says action switch off, we turn it to on, you can see something pops up there. Well, what is that something? Let's walk up to it. It's a car that has hit and crashed into the tree. So you can simulate that you got to come over here and, you know, do some fire rescue kind of thing, which is kind of cool. I really kind of like that as a feature on this map. Again, good for storytelling and all that kind of stuff. Now we will come back out onto the main road, and now we have to kind of go headlong for a little ways because we gotta have to circle the entire island before we get to our next points of interest. You can see you got all the traffic out in the sea there. You got traffic here on the roadways. It's really nice. Like, there are parts on this map that are just absolutely lovely. So now coming up here on my right is our next point of interest. Now here to my left, this is the shop sell point, and then tucked around the back side, right over here to my right, are 2 electrical charging stations. So now, head back in this direction. We're going to come to this intersection, make a left, and then we're going to go just down here just a little ways and turn around and double back. So here's the fire station that the description talked about. And starting here to my left, that is the restaurant sell point. Right next door is the pizzeria sell point right there. And further down the road is the gas station where you can buy your diesel. Oof, took out that sign. There we go. So now, head down the road right over here to kind of the main kind of development area here. You do have the functional traffic lights, as you saw right there. Over to my right, now directly in front of me, is the spinnery. Again, one of these, or this is one that you do own. Input here and output right here. Hop back in the truck and make our way around this kind of outer loop area. And then we'll go to my left eventually and get inside to that kind of inner loop. Little construction area here to my right. Now in here, tucked away here, is the animal dealer. Now you walk up right here, you can see a little paw print there. Now if you want to purchase animals for your pens and pastures, this is the location you can go to purchase them. If you want to purchase them directly from here, or you can use the same icon at any pens and pastures that you have established at your map like we showed earlier. If you purchase it from here or those pens and pastures, though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. Essentially, the dealer is taking the animals from this location and moving them to your pen and pasture for you. Now, you can save that delivery fee by coming to this location with an animal trailer, loading the animals directly into that trailer, and then delivering the animals to the pens and pastures yourself. Now, it does get a little bit expensive. Now, I typically use cows as a prime example. You can see here the prices, fee, and total. The total price for an adult cow with the delivery fee is $1,650, or $1,650. It's $100 per adult cow. If I were to completely fill up the barn that we have with this 60 cows, that'd be $6,000 that you'd be able to, that you would have to purchase or use in order to purchase these animals. So it can be really expensive depending on what you're trying to get. Now, other animals do vary, but adult cows are the example I tend to use. So now, right over here is the shop area. You can pull right in here. We have a financial trigger right here. Shop trigger right here. And open this gate. Oh, open this gate. There we go. Around the back side, over here, we have a repair trigger. Right there. So now, head back into the truck and make our way around to the inner loop. So right over here, we turn, and right here is where we're going to leave the truck to explore. So right here we have a silo right there. We have a lime station here, and we have another silo right here. Now this is one of the flat bottom silos where it requires the augers to take in and out of it. We have a fuel tank here, and around the back over here we have the grain mill. Again, this is one that you own. As you can see, output there, input here. Behind me here we have the oil mill. Again, another one that you own. And input here, output behind it. This is the grape processing unit. This one you do not own. You can purchase it though for $80,000. Output here, input here. Go around the inner loop. So right over here, jump. Got another silo right here. Back behind the silo, we have a biomethane fill point right here, a little buy point. We got a cereal factory that you do own. Click on that. Output here, input here. Over here, we have the sugar mill right here that you do own. Output here and input around the back side right over here. And then, last but certainly not least, is the dairy. Come right over here. You do own the dairy, as you can see. And inputs right there, output right there. And that's it. That is everything here on the map. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map and show where we've been and what we've seen up to this point. So again, we were here at the greenhouses. We saw the sawmill down there. We came cutting through the forest, out through this little area here. We saw the fuel tank here, as well as the sales station sell point and the purchase station buy point. We then came out to the main road, down and around this whole area until we got out to the shop, as well as the electrical charging station. So the sell point right there and the charging station buy points there. Came out to here, went up and around the fire station out here, turned back around to the restaurant sell point, the pizzeria sell point, and then the gas station buy point. Came out to the spinnery, came back out to the animal dealer, then to the shop, repair trigger, all that. Came out to the inner circle, and that's where we started walking around. We saw the silo here, the lime station, and then the flat bottom silo, the fuel tank, the grain mill, the oil mill, and then the grain processing unit. Came around to the other silo, the biomethane station, the cereal factory, the sugar mill, and then the dairy. And that is everything. Now it is time to render my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. There are areas on this map that I really, really like, and there's other areas that kinda I get drawn out of because of the kind of color palette that's used. There are areas like over here to the east side of the map that are very bright and colorful. It's got a lot of flowers that are lining the roads and all that, so it's kind of cartoonish. But then you get out further to the east, and once you're out to the east, the color palette really kind of tones down, and it's actually really nice. So it's one of those kind of a tale of two stories when it comes to the color palette. And you can kind of see it right here in action. On the left side here, you got the blues and reds and all that stuff, and there's additional colors towards the city area, but on the right, there's no flowers at all. It's just grass. And that's honestly the look I prefer when it comes to maps, is that kind of muted color palette to compare to the bright colors being all over the place. But the terrain on this map is absolutely lovely. It has lots of beautiful vantage points to look out to. I really like the kind of storytelling aspect that's available on this map, with those little triggers to be able to have the construction area there at the sawmill and the disaster area for the car crash. Like, that's just a cool little plot point that you can utilize in any kind of gameplay that you have going. The forestry areas are really dense and again, just really kind of add to the map itself. Like I said, I do like this map. I think there's kind of something to be said about it. And what's really cool is there are a lot of areas like back here that have these houses and stuff that you can purchase. Like all these areas you can purchase, and you can potentially put a sleep trigger around here or do something with it. I mean, don't have to necessarily do anything with this area, but you can buy out these forestry areas and do a whole bunch of construction here. All sorts of stuff that can be done. So it's nice. It's a very lovely map. So what would I give this on the 0 to 5 scale? I would probably say probably around a 3.5, I think would be fair. There's a lot of different stuff that can be done on this map, but it's just one of those that it's really doesn't give you a whole lot to kind of build towards, because you own all the production points, because you really have a majority of things to kind of build toward, or that have already kind of been given to you, unless you kind of adapt it to have less items for yourself. It's just one of those where there's not a lot for you to really build and maintain towards. And especially starting out with like the biogas plant and all that stuff, like right there at your starting farm, is just, again, it just kind of takes out half of the thrill of Farming Simulator, which is to buy your farm, build it up, and really kind of make something out of it. So, like I said, I think a 3.5 would be good. Very playable, very lovely map. But there's certain parts about it that just kind of not my cup of tea. So yeah, that's how I feel about this map, and I hope that you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. The shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.